Reno, and I'm happy to teach this class and to share this information. My background for doing this is several. I'm a clinical therapist, I'm a trained family therapist, and my area of work was primarily working with people who had a life-threatening illness. That has led me to, in my meditation practice, to practice calmness, and I'm so happy to share that with you.
My name is Bill Stanley, and I'm glad to be teaching with Maddie. My background is in clinical social work and family therapy as well. I've primarily worked with people with chronic and terminal illnesses, along with depression and anxiety issues. And I'm looking forward to sharing some of the information about internal family systems and how we can work within ourselves with our parts.
What we're hoping that this class will be about is increasing and learning how to increase calmness and contentment and interior calm. And the nice thing about that is, as we already know, a calm person is contagious. Calm is contagious. And so we're hoping that as we increase our skills about that, you will find that in yourself flowering into your relationship with others.
Okay.
And Bill will teach us about internal family systems.
Right. Internal family systems is just one aspect of practicing self-compassion. Self-compassion is being kinder to our parts that we have. When I was trained, I worked in family systems, and from that perspective, we talk about that we all come from a family of maybe a single child, or from the third person in a family of 8. And those roles that we take on within our families, like the jokester or the overachieving firstborn, affect how we interact in the world with our families that we currently have, as well as in our work world. Internal family systems talks about that we have parts that show up within us, that we're not a unified whole. We have parts that are functional, just like the parts that pay bills or mow the yard, things like that, parts that we don't really pay attention to. But we also have parts that are kind of on the edge, things that we don't like, we're not comfortable with, parts that show up in our meditation practice as emotions that keep recurring over and over again. In internal family systems, we think about those emotions coming from a part. It might be a part that is from our childhood, like a kid who was not appreciated by his father, who the kid could not play baseball very well, or a woman who as a child was chubby and didn't meet her mother's expectations for thinness. Those parts sometimes keep coming up for us in our adult years. And many times we find that we use the same negative voices with those parts of us that were used on us by our teachers or our parents. In internal family systems, we say that all parts are welcome. We want to know the stories of those parts and practice greater compassion with those parts. We won't be doing therapy, but we'll be looking at parts from a more gentle point of view, and it may allow you to continue to go on and see an IFS therapist in the future if you want.
If you want, yeah. And the thing I love about Bill's presentation of internal family systems is that he helps us to learn that all these parts that we have in ourselves, and then part of our class will be helping you and ourselves too to continue recognizing, oh, that's the voice of this part of me, that's the voice of that part of me. And when we recognize it, we can see that sometimes we have like negative automatic patterns. And so in our class and in our lives, we learn how to respond differently to that negative part. We learn to respond with gratitude, because oftentimes it's protective. It's don't do that, or don't be like that. It's protective. But a lot of times it's not as life-giving as it could be. So we're going to be learning techniques for recognizing and responding more gently to our internal family systems. One of the things that I have really enjoyed in learning this material is looking back and saying, this is about the prayer of St. Francis, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. And then we can think of our major religious traditions where Jesus said, I have come to give you peace. And Buddha said, here's the way, here's the eightfold path. And even Oprah, who's one of our wisdom figures, taught us the joys of gratitude. And even Joe Mitchell teaches us that calm is contagious. So we are really hoping that all adults are welcome. This is an adult learning experience, and we hope that you'll be able to join us.
The name of our workshop is Expanding Inner Contentment in Our Adult Years, and the dates are
September 8th, 7 p.m. to 8:30, and there'll be 3 sessions, and we hope you can join us.